Fundamental Home, and today is Friday. It's the last day of our Frugal Family Food pre-Thanksgiving marathon. If you have not seen any of the videos from the marathon, I'm going to link you right at the top over here to our playlist. We have a playlist with all the great Thanksgiving dishes that we've shown everyone. We've done appetizers, main dishes, comfort sides, veggie sides, and today we're doing desserts. So I'm going to show you how I make my Dutch apple pie. And what a Dutch apple pie is, it's like a crispy, crumbly topping crust. It's not that lattice-shaped pie that you would see on a traditional apple pie. So I actually already, I'm going to link you to a couple of other videos, so just be prepared. I've already done a video where I show you how to make both a gluten-free and a regular pie crust. It's actually a video where I made my au gratin ham pot pie, which is what we're actually having for dinner tonight. So the thing about that is when I make a pie crust, I make a lot of pie crusts. I don't ever just make one pie crust. I make a bunch of pie crusts at the same time, and sometimes I'll freeze some or I'll put some in the fridge for another day, or I make a bunch of pie-related things all at once. So anyway, so that video I'm going to link you guys right at the top, right across the top here, and you can go to that video and see how I make both gluten-free pie crust and a regular pie crust, and how I make my au gratin ham pot pie if you're looking for some leftover ideas for your ham for this Thanksgiving. But that's just the crust. Of course, you need your apple filling. And I did a video last Friday where I show you how to make my freezer apple pie filling. And right now I have my freezer apple pie filling that I thawed in the refrigerator. Took a full 24 hours in the refrigerator to thaw. And I put it inside a pie crust that I went ahead and laid out. Now I'm making a gluten-free pie. So I'm going to show you here, I have my apple pie filling sitting inside a gluten-free pie crust. And let me show you what it looks like. Okay, here we go. This is my apple pie filling inside a gluten-free pie crust. This is actually both bags of the apple pie filling that I made. This is actually a pretty deep dish pie. And with this Dutch apple pie, you want it to be super full because you kind of want the topping to mound over the top, which I'll show you in just a moment. So right here, I actually have my gluten-free crust and the pie filling all ready to go. And what I'm going to show you how to do is that Dutch apple pie crust. But if you need the filling recipe, I will link that at the top, right at the top. And you can see how I made this filling for the freezer in advance for Thanksgiving. So we're going to get started with our Dutch apple pie topping. So the first thing that you're going to need is a 2/3 cup of oats. Now, of course, this is a gluten-free recipe, so we're using gluten-free oats. But if you're using a regular recipe, any oats will do. The next thing you're going to need is 1 cup of flour. Again, we are making a gluten-free recipe, so we are using our Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. I'll put some affiliate links in the description box if you're wondering about how to get this stuff. This one I actually got at my discount grocery store for a great price. But Bob's Red Mill also makes a really great gluten-free pie crust that is Ricky's favorite. So I'll link that, an affiliate link in the description box if you're interested in that as well. Now we're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Here's a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Make sure it's packed. There we go. And we'll add a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. So the next thing we're going to add is our butter, which I have cold butter sitting here, just sliced up, ready to go. But before I add it, I'm actually going to take this and give it a little stir and try to kind of mix this all up and incorporate it together. And then I'll throw the butter in, and then we'll put it under the mixer and mix it all up using the mixer. Okay, it's all mixed up, so here goes the butter. I'm going to toss that all in there. And I will say here, if you don't have a good mixer, if you want, you can use a pastry cutter like this one. Here's what a pastry cutter looks like. I actually used it to make the pie crust itself. So you can use that if you want, but this is actually a little bit easier if you put it in the mixer. So I'm going to use my KitchenAid to mix this up. And you want it to be crumbly. You don't want it to come together like a dough. So we're going to watch it while we mix it. There we go. Okay, it's looking like it's starting to come together, so let's give it a squeeze and test it. So we're going to lift this out, wipe that off, and I'm going to squeeze it together and see how it's coming together in a ball, but it's not actually forming the ball on the side. That's not quite a dough yet. That's what we want. We want it just like this. Just going to break up some big chunky pieces of butter. But a few chunky pieces are good. They actually add to the flavor. But I think this is about right. So let's take it over to our pie. So we have all of our crumblies just ready and waiting to go, and we have the pie right here. And basically all you're going to do is pour all of this all over the top of the pie. That's it. It's not complicated. It is a little messy. But you're going to put this all on here, and you want to get it covered all around as well as you can. But you're not going to let any of this go to waste, guys. You're going to start to mound it. This is why you want to make sure that I use double the pie filling, because you really want your pie to come over the top for this one. So we're just going to pack this all in here. And you don't want any holes. Bring this over here. And it's going to be delicious. Now, believe it or not, this pie filling is going to come bubbling out because it's apple pie, and that's what it does. So don't worry. You're going to have it nice and ooey and gooey. It's going to be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven at 450 degrees for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to change it to 350 degrees and let it cook for about 45 to 55 minutes until it's done. And you'll know it's done. We don't want it to burn. You'll know when it's done. But here's one thing I want to say to you. It is bubbly. It's going to bubble out. It always does. So you want to make sure you put a pan underneath it that will catch all of the drips. Make sure it's nice and centered, because otherwise you're going to have a really, really dirty oven and you're going to have that burning smell to be horrible. You don't want that. Put a pan underneath it to catch any drips. So we're going to go put it in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, we have our oven on 450, and I'm just going to show you. There's my pie with the pan underneath, and I just want to tell you that pie already smells really good. Okay, we just pulled it out, and this is what it looks like. Now, here's the deal. You can see around the edges here. Of course, I'm bringing in the shadow, so let's bring this together. Look at that. Look how crispy and gorgeous that is, right? Perfect, perfect. Now, let me show you the pan that it was over. All right, here's the pan that it was over. That is a bunch of hot sugar, so you don't want to touch it. But so you can see how much leaked out and how much would have been at the bottom of my stove. So that's why it's really important to do this step. Okay, so here's what the pie looks like when it's cut. And this is the gluten-free one. And I will say the gluten-free crust on the bottom doesn't hold up nice and firm like the regular pie crust, so just be aware of that. It's loose, but hey, it's still tasty and delicious. I'm going to tell you that right now. And then I went ahead and whipped up some whipped cream. Need a spoon. Throw ourselves a little whipped cream on top. Oh yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Rustic, guys. This is rustic dish. It is not like fancy and pretty, but I'm telling you what, that thing tastes good. So give it a try. Now you're going to want to let your pie sit for a couple of hours because there's hot sugar in there, at least 2 or 3. And that's just sitting out on your counter, not even in the fridge. Ideally, you would wait 4 or 5 hours before you serve it. Okay, so letting it even sit overnight is good too, but that nice warm cut piece about 4 hours later, yeah, you'll like that. So anyway, that's it. That's our Dutch apple pie. I hope you guys like that. I hope you'll try it for your Thanksgiving feast. I'm telling you, this is a favorite. When I go to church events, people ask for this. My family loves it. You will love it. You will love it, period. Don't forget to check out the rest of the videos for today's Thanksgiving playlist. We have Shakima over at One Mom, 2 Girls, 2 Boys, 8 in all. She's making a lava cake, and she did it in the crock pot, guys. And then you have former Mrs. Jones with her cheesecake pops. You got my lovely friend Tangie, her daughter Emily made pumpkin pie, and the beautiful Amanda at Freedom Acres made a pecan pie. There's so much good stuff out there, guys, for dessert. You guys don't want to miss it. So all the links are in the description box. Make sure you check them out. And don't forget to head over to the Frugal Family Food Facebook group where we're doing our last giveaway. You want to be a part of that. You want to get you a prize. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm really glad you came to visit us here at the Fundamental Home. Make sure if you enjoyed this video that you click the like button and also click subscribe right below me for more videos coming into your inbox all the time. And also, if you enjoy social media, we've got links up at the top here for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all the other fun things. And check out thefundamentalhome.com for more information about what we're doing all the time and how we do it, because there's way more details there. And here over to the right, we have some videos that I recommend. So thanks again for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Bye!